learning a little bit about visual vernacular. What I will say is that this is very much a first workshop. This is a beginner's entry to visual vernacular, and it might take years to become as amazing as Duffy is at VV. I will hand over to Duffy, who can tell you a little bit more and lead us through the workshop. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello.
Thank you, Flo. Thank you for the introduction. And thank you for organizing this and making this happen. Okay. So visual vernacular, I'm going to explain exactly what that is, VV. So in simple terms, it's an art form which has developed from the deaf community organically through time. And it can also be applied to theatre, mime, it can link to those art forms as well, and I'll explain how. So traditionally, mime, I'm sure a lot of you have seen, if you were opening the door, it would be something like this, you know, if you're eating and you're drinking, and you're doing the rope, all of those are traditional mime techniques. And VV, visual vernacular, is like mime in 4K, or maybe even 8K. So it's really high definition. There's a lot more detail, there's a lot more texture, like what I'm showing you now. The time is important, so you can go backwards and forwards in time. You can zoom in and zoom out using cinematic techniques, making things much smaller or much larger. So there are many elements that are quite cinematic to VV. So the deaf community love visual vernacular because we like to watch things that are really visual. So, you know, it's like the experience of watching TV in high definition. So I've been doing VV for about the last 8 years. After I saw my best friend, an Italian performer, we went to watch this Italian performer and we thought that was amazing and we wanted to be part of that. So I have then practiced, worked in my own time to really polish that skill. And like any art form, the more time you spend on it, the more investment you put into it, the better you will become. And that's the same for all art forms. Okay, I think we're ready to start. Oh, fantastic. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
I hope that you're all well. What time is it over there in Indonesia?
4 p.m.
4 p.m.
About 4 p.m.
Oh, great. It's 10:30 in the morning here, and it's raining here in Scotland. So I hope the weather over there is a bit better for you.
It's really hot in Indonesia.
So we got, oh, okay, cool. Fantastic. So if you can all copy me, we're going to do a bit of a warm up. So if you can all copy me, get your hands out in front of you. And so we're going to do this movement that I'm showing you now, contracting and expanding movement, in and out, to warm up the hands. So we'll speed it up. So if you just copy me. Faster and faster. Oh, yeah. Oh, faster. Should be feeling a bit painful. Okay, and shake it out. Okay, and then you want to massage your arms a little bit. Ooh, okay. So now one hand out in front of you, and we're going to stretch that hand back. Okay, and then we're going to the other side. Oh yeah. Okay, so you should be a bit warmer now in your arms and your hands. So, important thing in visual vernacular is facial expressions. It's very important. So we need to warm up the face as well. So if you can copy me. So it's up to you now. A variety of facial expressions, whatever you want to do with your face. You can do some chewing, eat some popcorn, imagine you're eating dinner, something really big, and swallow that down. Okay, great. Okay, so I know it's 4 o'clock there, so maybe, you know, you've had lunch. I just had breakfast here, so nice and full now. Okay, so I want each of you to decide on a hand shape. So we call it a hand shape. So for example, I'm putting my hands into this shape. So it could be this indicating 3. You could do whatever you like with your hands and your fingers to make a shape. So I want everybody to choose one. And it can be anything you like. And if you can bring it up to the camera so I'm able to see, if you can get a little bit closer so I can see your hands. Yellow top, you've got a V. The red top, you've got red wine top, you've got that shape. The white top, can I just see yours a little bit closer? Is it that one that I'm showing you now? Great. And the other red top, the bright red top, could you come a bit closer to the screen so I can see your hand shape? Is it that one I'm showing you? Okay, great. Fantastic. Brilliant work. So thinking about VV, so you can put your hands down now, you can relax, that's okay, shake them out. So thinking about VV, it's very useful to consider making sure that your hands are comfortable and relaxed. So you can choose a variety of hand shapes like I'm showing you now, and I'll explain why that's so important to be comfortable and relaxed. So thinking about a cat, the animal, a cat. So somebody did this hand shape, didn't they? So you could create the ears of a cat by putting your hands on your head to create those ears there. You could use that hand shape to create the ears. That also looks like it. That's a bit more like a dog, I think. I think with a cat, we stick with these triangular shaped ears and then you use a facial expression. And you can add in the paw there. Somebody did this hand shape, didn't they? Who was it? Who had this hand shape? Put your hands up. Which one of you Indonesian participants had this hand shape? Oh, we've lost one screen. Oh, okay. Okay, all in the same place, great. Okay, I think it was the person with the white top, I believe, you used this hand shape. Okay, this is brilliant as a mask, okay? So you could create your hands together and do something like this. So you put them together and create this sort of alien-like mask, like a creature. Great, great. Brilliant. So if you think just from this hand shape, you can create so many different things. The next person, I'm trying to think, what did you have? Can you show me again all of the shapes that you created at the beginning? What did you each choose? If you can show me again. Oh, that's right, that one. So you could put that together and make it into a rectangle that you can look through, peephole. So that's like the target on the rifle. You can do rock on. So you put those hands together and create that rectangular shape. Beautiful. Well done. And we had one more, didn't we? We had so we've done 3 so far. What was the other hand shape? The bright red top, what did you have? We did that one, didn't we? I think we did your one. I mean, similarly, you could create a mask out of that. It's something like this. You could create a boat. So that's how you put that together. And think about your facial expression. So the movement of your face should match the movement of your hands. So if you look at my face now, you can tell a story through facial expressions and hand movement. Perfect, brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, so if you can think about making the links there, we want you to have 3 hand shapes, okay? 3 different shapes of your hands. So first of all, it could be this. Next we have this. So I want you to think about creating a story with that. So if you started with that hand shape and you had the boat, let's say we do it 4 times, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we shift to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 times. Okay, so have a go. See if you can make something. So we can do it together, okay? Okay, so copy me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. So far, what you've actually created is a boat with a character that is on that boat. So we've shifted perspective from the boat to then seeing the character on the boat. Does that make sense? Do you feel that? So the character is this character here with the mask. And if you were to then change that, it could become maybe a monster. It could be the sea, a sea monster perhaps, a monster that's come from the depths of the sea. Okay, great. So relax for a moment. So I want to talk a little bit about texture now. So the texture of an object. So for example, this is smooth. Oh, be quiet, I've got notifications coming in. So this is smooth. So if you were to recreate that, now this texture behind me might be something like this. So look at my mouth, what I'm doing with my mouth here. I'm creating a feeling of the texture. So, you know, if you're thinking about any kind of surface or any kind of object, think about what texture it is. Feel what facial expressions would convey, would show that texture. So for example, in my house, the floor's a bit dirty. So maybe I would do this to show that. So if you look at my hands and my face here, it's rough. I'm showing a rough texture. So if you imagine if my house was full of, like thinking about the outside texture and the inside texture, Okay, so I'm going to show you something. So if you just relax and watch for a moment, I'm going to show you the house. Great. If I was rich, if I were a wealthy man and I had a beautiful house, well, I wish, but unfortunately not, maybe my house would look something like this. So think about your posture and your facial expression. Okay, so you can see how important the facial expression is there. And all your facial expressions are brilliant, fabulous. So the facial expression can really influence the hand movement and can help tell the story. Okay, is everyone okay? Is everyone all right? What I'm seeing is a little bit, there's a bit of a lag on my internet, so I'm hoping you can see me clearly. So if you think about a car, okay, so I'm showing the car driving along now, or it could be like this, or it could be like this. I think that's a specific kind of car, maybe. So for now, we're going to stick with this handshake, okay, a flat hand. So this is the car driving along. You can see the ground moving. So you keep that going all the time, and that shows that the car is moving. So we can convey speed. So I'm doing it slowly now. And then you can get faster, and then you can switch perspective to be inside the car. So you become the driver. So like in a film, how you would then have a close-up on the driver in the car and then go back to the wide shot of the car outside. Look at my face now as I'm showing the car spinning around. Great. Well done, everyone. That's brilliant. Perfect. Okay, so now we want to add something. Sad. Is that okay? This is going to be a little bit sad, all right? So here's a tree. And here's the car coming towards the tree. The facial expressions. So you can do it quickly, you can do it fast, or you can do it slow. You could show that accident happening really quickly or in slow motion. So I'll show you slow now. Sad, yes, it is sad. Okay, well done. Yeah, you all done really well. That looks great. So there we've got some of the basics covered, some of the fundamental elements. So we're going to go a level up. We're going to get a little bit more complicated. Okay. So here's a bird. Great. So the movement that you're showing me is lovely. can add some more facial expressions in there, interact with the bird. Okay, great. And then, are you ready for this? Yeah, that's how you do the hand movement. Twisting your hands around. But you want to make the bird smaller and smaller as the bird flies away. So this is how you would do that. As you move up, your hands move up till they become smaller, and then you go to 3 fingers, and then 2 fingers, and then just 1 finger of each hand, creating that bird flying away. Does that make sense? That's how we're showing the distance of the bird flying away. Great work. So I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to watch you this time. Okay, sorry, I want you to do it again, and I'll watch you this when you're ready. Yep, up to start whenever you're ready, and you can go at the same time. You can all do it together. Great. Great, nice. Really good. Well done. Okay, so let's see the other 2. And just when you're ready. Nice. Oh, brilliant. Well done. Really, really good. How do you feel so far? Do you feel okay? Is everybody happy? Everybody good? Good. That's great. Okay. So we're now going to combine the bird and the car. And so we're going to create a story, and how the story ends is going to be up to you to decide. Okay, so you decide the ending. You can do it. So I'm going to show you an example first. So if you watch me first, so if I decide that there's a person, me, who is driving the car, and then I see a bird flying past, I get distracted by looking at the bird, and then I crash into the tree, okay? So that's my story. So if you watch me, I'll show you that in VV now. And then you can have a think about how you want your story to be different. So you might decide there's no crash. Maybe the person doesn't crash into the tree. The story of my life is that I always have accidents. So I'm going to crash into the tree this time. So I'll show you. So first, I would describe the environment. Is it day or night? I'll describe the sky. So maybe you will be able to get some information
about that for when you're watching me. And don't worry, when you're performing, don't follow exactly what I do. I'm just giving you an example, and you can have a look and see what details you get from what I show you. Okay, so that's my story. So you've got 1 minute to have a think about your own story and how you want to start and how you want to finish the story. So take a minute, take a breath, and think about your story. And this is just a workshop. It's just an exercise. You know, it's not a performance. So you don't worry about being performance ready. So when you're driving your car towards the tree, you can also freeze as well to think, oh, what's going to happen next? So don't worry if you need to take a few pauses when you're showing me your story. That's fine. Okay? Who wants to go first? One of you two? Okay, don't worry, just one of you volunteer, great. You can do it. Lovely. Brilliant. Wonderful improvisation there. That was fantastic. Thank you. Okay, I'm excited for the next one. You can do it. Ooh. My goodness, wow. Brilliant. That was so funny. Okay, who's next? You can do it, let's go. Mm. Oh. Well done, fantastic, brilliant. Okay, so far we've had one bird die, okay? Okay, in your own time, whenever you're ready, you go. Lovely ending, a love story. That was lovely. Okay, well done, everybody. Really good. So I'm just thinking about what to do next. I think, do we have about 10 minutes left, 15 minutes? Is that, whoever's organizing, can I just check that that's the correct time that we've got left?
It's okay, up to you. Take your time.
Okay, lovely. We're going to go one level up, like a video game, the next level. So don't forget what you've learned so far, but we're going to add to that. So now we are going to think about mapping, so establishing a map. So it's about the placement of the things in the environment, okay? So you relax for a bit and I'm going to explain some of this to you. So if I imagine that this is Scotland, in Scotland, there's a lot of trees, it's very green, there's a lot of countryside. So I'm going to describe Scotland to you like this. And maybe I'll also throw in Edinburgh Castle. Okay, so if you watch me now. Okay, so when I sign like this, so what I'm doing is I'm describing Scotland and the landscape being very green. Okay, so was that clear? Did you sort of understand what I was doing there? So now we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to do New York. So it's not like Scotland. New York is very different. Okay, so when I show you this shape, this hand movement, so can you see that that's really New York with the skyscrapers, with all the buildings? So it's totally different to Scotland, which was this beautiful countryside-like landscape. Does that make sense? So we're showing the environment. Is that okay? So can you describe, so one person now, I want you to describe what it's like in Indonesia where you are. I've never been, I've never visited the area you live in. Could you show me? So who is proud to be an Indonesian? Who wants to show me what your place looks like? Come on. And take your time. You can freeze while you're doing it and think about what you want to do next. There's no pressure, there's no rules. Don't worry about that. You've got total freedom. So just take your time. Fantastic. Oh, wow. You've got so many skills already. It's only been 1 hour and you're already showing such skill and talent. Really amazing. Okay. So it's not naturalistic at all. It's not natural. We're now going to go into the fantasy world. So we're going to leave natural environments behind us. Let me think. So I want you to create an alien, okay? So an alien from outer space. My favorite part is this, for example. I'll show you. So think about this hand shape. Maybe this one. Somebody did this before at the beginning, didn't they? We used this hand shape. So what you can do is this. Or so keeping the same hand shape, we now move up the top of the head. Nice, really good. Okay, so that hand shape again, putting it under the chin. Yeah, really good. Perfect, lovely. So somebody did this handshake at the beginning, didn't they? So this could be used this way, like the target on a rifle that we talked about. Lovely. So to combine those, so think about movement of your body. So that could be one person, or it could be two people. So you could be shifting between two. So if it was one person, you wouldn't be changing between different characters. So that would all be one person, okay? However, if you want to switch between different people, so if you want different characters in your story, you need to shift your body, okay, your position or your posture. So you've got a different gun. So before we had the rifle with the target, you looked through the eye hole, and your posture was like this, with your shoulders up. And now you're becoming a different person. This person is smaller. They've got a smaller gun. They're more nervous. So we're going to portray them differently. Great. And I know we've only got a short time today, but I want you to imagine with the four of you, and maybe you can do it after the workshop, what you can do is in pairs, two of you could create the alien or the monster, and the other two could be the humans. And you could create a story, and you could play with shifting between those characters. It's like tennis. So I create something, and then I pass the ball, or I pass the story to the other performer. They create something, and then they pass it back. So it's like a tennis game. That's how it works. Okay, so I hope you're able to remember all those things we learned, those building blocks. You've been brilliant so far. I know we're coming to the end now, so I'd like to move up to another level once again. So it might feel a little bit like this, where you pat your head and rub your tummy at the same time, which is quite difficult. I don't know if in Indonesia you do that, but that's how I describe it here in the UK, that it's like doing this. But it's a representation of how difficult it is, because you're doing two things at once and your brain is trying to work out how to do them both at the same time. So I want you to practice this with me at the same time, okay? So copy me. So this handshake with this movement, if everybody can copy me. So this is quite simple. It could be a ball, something like that. And then I might decide that this planet is a planet. So this can become a planet. So imagine that you are an alien and you are driving through space. Okay, so you're from another planet. What does space look like? So as you drive through, the planets are going past you. And they can go faster and faster. What's it called? The science fiction film. I think it's Warp Speed. I don't know if you know that film, but it's a bit like that. So when things move past you really quickly, like the speed of light. So think about that's the planet, and they go past you on either side, faster and faster and faster as you drive your spaceship through. Yeah, really. So remember your facial expressions. So when it goes really fast, when the planet's moving past you really quickly, it's like the wind, or there's no wind, but it's like the wind pushing your skin back on your face. So we want to think about that. And the same thing can be applied to the tree, the same principle. So if you were driving on Earth, just driving in a normal car past the trees, the same principle applies. So as you drive faster and faster, the trees go past you faster. So it's exactly the same with houses. If you were going past houses on either side of the street, you can apply that same principle. Okay. The quality, unfortunately, of the internet is getting a bit worse. Can you see me okay? I'm not able to see you as well. Is the quality of the internet okay at your side? Can you see and hear us okay?
We can.
Well, yeah. Well, we can still see you, but the connection is a little bit bad here. The connection was interrupted.
It's quite nice. I can't, Donna, would you be able to type? Can't see the interpreter. Just one moment, we're just typing in for Duffy because he's not able to see the interpreter at the moment.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Just give us one moment. Just putting something in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. Oh, okay. Should we stop? Do you think? Should we come to an end? Okay. Play. Okay, sorry. Unfortunately, the internet quality is really poor. So I think I will just wrap up now and just give you a little bit of advice and some tips for going forward. I hope you're able to hear the interpreter's voice. So basically, what you've done today is brilliant. It's fantastic. I'm very impressed with you. And doing it through Zoom is difficult as well. So you should be very proud of yourselves. You did very well. So when you do visual performances and when you're practicing for them, if you've got, it's good to ask a group of friends or people that you work with just to watch privately and give you some feedback straight away. As soon as you're finished, ask for some feedback from the other performers that you're working with or your friends. And that means that you're able to really improve your performance and polish it and make it better. So for example, if this was a car, that doesn't look good. That's the wrong hand shape for a car. So the feedback might be to change the hand shape to make it a flat hand. And so you go, okay, and you take that on board straight away. And also, facial expressions are very important. So think about linking the facial expressions to your hand shape and practice that. Ask your friends to watch and give you feedback to see whether they understood what you were doing and if there's any improvements you could make. And just remember, it should be fun. Enjoy yourself. It's like mime. It's mime in HD or high definition or 8K, as I like to say. You can get it up to 200K if you wanted. It's just really detailed and have fun with it. That's the most important thing, is to enjoy yourselves. And thank you so much. I've loved teaching you. It's been an honor. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Amazing. Thank you, Duffy.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you so much,
Thank you very
Devian,
much.
team, and also Zuko. And we feel great right now.
it's very nice and very amazing experience to
Us.
learn
Uh,
about
visual
visual
vernacular.
vernacular. This our first time actually,
Yes. So
and it's
thank
so
you so much.
amazing. Thank you very much, Jeffy.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you later. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
How we want